Welcome everybody to Normie Show, the show where we watch anime and then give our immediate reactions to it. I'm Tage,
I'm Justin.
and today we're going to be watching My Hero Academia episode 99. Before we start, I think we have a pretty different view on the events that portrayed in episode 98.
Yeah, I mean, me and you don't have super crazy different views. And I honestly don't know what the viewpoint of the fans is.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not tapped into the My Hero fan base. I like the show, but I just don't talk to many people that watch anime. The closest I get is anime YouTubers.
Yeah.
But the consensus feels like My Hero can do no wrong.
Yeah, I think right now in my opinion, there's almost always like a shonen, or like there's a show that is almost like it's too big to fall.
Too big to fail?
Yeah, there you go. That's the
like
term.
What was it? The 2008 economy of the United States of America? My Hero is the economy during the Bush era?
Yeah,
Too big to fail? I feel you.
dude, I think that's almost like what it is. I feel like there's almost always an anime at the moment that's like too big to fail. And I think this one is that.
Real quick, I was working in mortgages back in 2011.
Yeah.
So I would be talking to people every day who were losing their houses.
Oh.
And my entire job was to try to get them remodified home loans.
Yeah.
And my company hired this one guy who thought he was Greco, whatever that dude's name is,
Okay.
from Wolf of Wall Street. And every conversation he had with the borrowers, he would ask them, "Have you guys read the book Too Big to Fail?" And I'm like, dude, this isn't what we just get documentation to see if we can help them get remodification on their home loan. Stop talking about the United States economy to these people and acting like there's some kind of big bad. Of course there is.
Yeah.
Like, there's people who are messing up the housing market, but what the fuck was that guy doing? Sorry, that just reminded me. Like, the whole Too Big to Fail, all I could do is think back on that guy. It's like he'd be talking to like Jim Bob from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's like, "Yeah, I'm just having a hard time keeping my house right now. I haven't been having a job lately." Have you read the book Too Big to Fail? Of course they haven't read the book Too Big to Fail, bro.
Damn, dude.
I'm sorry. That just really heated me up right there.
Dude, note to self. Fuck. Shit. Well, with using that term, too big to fail, I think you and I last episode saw something that we were not a fan of, and I'm definitely seeing the show a little bit differently right now.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So last episode, Bakugo's cool episode was recently. Was that 97?
I'm pretty sure that was 2 episodes ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like recently there's been, for me at least, this massive wave. So like there's a height and then there's such a low.
Yeah.
And then a height and then such a low for me.
Yep.
And whatnot. So I guess it's 3 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite character is Shoto, which I got shit for at one time from a child. A little girl told me that I was pretty much a normie, which is
way.
the perfect name for our show. Yeah, she's like, "Oh, you just like all the pop. Everyone likes the popular characters."
What the fuck?
She liked fucking Tape Arms. She's like, "He's my favorite character." I'm like, "You're just trying to be contrarian."
Oh, that's dramatic. I feel bad if anybody who's listening is a fan of Tape Arms, and I just went yuck.
Yeah, dude, you just yucked him.
All right, well he can do his own thing.
But yeah, like 3 episodes ago, they shit all over Todoroki.
Oh my god, yeah.
They made him look like just a terrible character with no power to do anything. The one steel dude it's like Shoto Todoroki. I don't know why I used his whole name. He finally unlocked this power, and he was getting hotter than he ever had. And then the other dude in Class B, it's just like, "Yeah, I walked through it. I sit in ovens."
Yeah, dude. Great.
Cool.
This guy controls, like, his flame is much hotter than your average fucking oven, I would hope.
100%.
Yeah. His dad, who has said, by the way, you can be hotter than me, is known for being able to, like, he's like one of the hot, like, he uses heat as a weapon. So I would assume you could be a little bit, I mean, even at like Todoroki's like lowest, I feel like an oven is a pretty low fucking
Yeah, dude.
benchmark there.
You have to sit in like the greatest kiln on earth.
And he had like what, the lunch place at school?
Yeah,
that's
he's
where
sitting
he
next
got his
to a
oven.
fucking bowl of chili, keeping it warm. He's like, I can stand here all day. Dude, you're metal. He should have melted.
Yeah, dude.
Or gets hot, and then if Shoto should be smart. I
Yeah.
feel like he's intelligent. That's
Yeah.
part of his thing. If he just made him super hot, and it was like, now you freeze. Shattered. Like, I'd be dead. But I mean, past that, the next episode, like I was saying, it goes to the height. And you
Yeah.
love Bakugo.
I do. I will say, just as like a little disclaimer, my favorite character was Midoriya.
Oh
for a
shit,
bit.
he threw the was in there. We're not even on the previous episode.
No, we're
We
not
haven't
yet,
got to
and
that low.
that's a pretty hot take. My favorite character was Midoriya. My favorite superpower of all time. If anyone's always like, "Oh, if you could wish for one superpower, what would it be?" I always like think overall strength is like the most utilizing, like it's the perfect thing for every situation to me. I love it. I think it's such a cool power of like strength everywhere, being able to use it every situation is awesome. I love it. And Midoriya's character, I was like, this is so dope. I don't usually like the main character of animes, but Midoriya was perfect. We'll get into that after we explain this episode, but I do love Bakugo because I'm also a Vegeta fan, so I love like the hard, stern, not a fun guy to be around, but absolutely like a vicious kind of tactician that Bakugo is. And last episode was fucking dope for Bakugo. That was, I would say, I'd say like it's weird because it wasn't growth in his character, but it was like seeing how he has grown as a character. Because we didn't watch him grow. We saw that he has grown.
Yeah. And I would say there's 2 episodes for Bakugo with me. There was when you found out what being a hero is to him. Because in the beginning of the show, I'm going to be honest, I hated him. I thought he was a horrible character. I was like, he's only ever mad.
Yeah.
He's only mad. He's only mean. He's obviously going to be a villain. This is a stupid character. He just screams all the time.
I agree.
And it's annoying. And then when he fought Midoriya it was like the little city that they had where they would have those mock fights.
Yeah.
And I think they were going up against All Might, right?
Well, yeah, so there was one where they had to team up together to fight All Might, and then there was one where they had to fight each other at night.
Yeah. Those were pretty close together, right?
I'm almost positive they were.
Yeah. And you understood why he wanted to become a hero. And he kind of talked about it and put his personality into perspective.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. I really dig his arc, and now I understand his quote unquote anger and what he uses to fuel him.
Yeah.
That episode, and then this one when he showed his teamwork.
Yes.
And when it showed him saying, I will protect you. You need to protect me.
Yeah. That was so dope.
It was so awesome to see that. And it was such a high.
Yeah.
Right after, like, Shaft Todoroki. And then you're like, yeah, dude, what they just did with Bakugo is amazing.
Yeah. I will even say, like, you know what's funny? As in the beginning of that episode, the Shoto one, they went into it and it was almost like they set up the entire episode. It's like, they're going to focus Shoto. They're going to try to take Shoto. Shoto, we're going to use you at the beginning. Shoto, we're going to start with the first thing that everyone would expect.
And everyone was like, oh, this team's Shoto. Shoto is going to win.
Yeah.
Everyone right before it, everyone's like, yeah, but we have Shoto in this one.
So it's like, I feel like you automatically know from a writing standpoint, they're going to try to take out Shoto first. I understand that. That'd be, if I was going up against a team with Shoto, you bet your sweet bottom dollar, he's the first thing I'm taking out, or removing from the situation, separating. He is the most powerful in that situation. And then let's talk about the super boost they gave Ida. Dude, Ida was...
Dude, it was we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Ida got a super boost. He became one of the strongest
Yeah.
characters in the show, I feel like.
Yeah.
But the way they described it and what happened for him to get that boost
Oh, yeah.
is unfathomable.
Yeah.
He's like, he's talking to his brother
Yeah.
in the hospital and his mom. And his brother's like, yeah, he's getting to that age where he needs to know about it. And his mom's like, I don't know. He's not there yet. And he's like, we got to tell him. So the mufflers, they're exhaust pipes.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, they're not mufflers.
Yeah.
The exhaust pipes sticking out of his calves. They're like, rip those son bitches out. Like literally rip them out.
Yeah.
And then new ones grow back better.
Yeah. Oh, we did make jokes about that.
How did the first one figure that out?
Yeah.
The first dude quit. Like the only possible explanation is the first one was like, done with this shit. I'm done with the leg things. Hard to wear pants. You can't do it. I can't get my short shorts on because they're too thin.
Yeah.
So he ripped those out of his leg.
Yeah.
And then they came back bigger and he's like, that was the plan. He
Yeah.
just looks back at his family. He's like, I didn't quit.
Yeah.
I was planning
Yeah.
this from the start.
Yeah, then he tells his family, he's like, all right, so there's a secret that I haven't told you guys.
Super duper secret that you like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything crazy.
Little did they know, great grandpa just had a really fucking low moment.
Yeah.
And he was just yanked him out. Yeah. So there's some like Ida. I've never been a huge fan. I will say almost any superhero thing or anything like that. I can't stand speedsters. I think speedsters are boring to me. The Flash, blech. Quicksilver, neh. Just never been a thing for me. But Ida in the last episode was cool. Last episode with Shoto. Sorry, not last episode, but
Yeah, 3 episodes ago.
yeah. But that being said, back onto the main thing. Before we're going off on a huge tangent here.
So this is the low, the next low. So
Yeah.
Bakugo's episode is high, and
Yep.
then the coming back crashing down.
Yeah, the biggest low that I would say Justin and I'm surprised that we both felt the same, was Shoto's new, not Shoto, Midoriya's new powers. Not a powers, like I guess like the tree of powers he will now be able to collect from.
Yeah, the awakening of of All for One.
Yeah, with the guy, but like
No, one for all.
Well, yeah, one for all.
One
Sorry,
for all.
but like the way the guy said it, like I told Justin, I feel like it wouldn't be as bad as if I said like that. If it was one more power, it's like, oh, by the way, this comes with one more power. Try not to use it as much. It's evil, whatever. You know what I mean? Kind of classic, like,
But
secret
like,
thing.
it feels evil. I think that's the thing. Like, it looked like it was evil. It felt evil.
It did,
But then
yeah.
it's not that it was evil. It's just that that's what manifested.
Yeah.
And
and then
the power was too. I don't even know.
and that, yeah. Don't even get me started on the fact that, like, you even touched on like how it's activated. It's like, okay, so your emotions. So it's emotion based.
Yeah, but it was like he was like losing, and he was losing it.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, oh, this activated because it was the perfect power that is inside you to stop him specifically.
Yeah.
So it's like a subconscious thing that will just snag the perfect power
Yeah.
to stop what's in front of you. And that is, I think, like a death knell to any type of show like this.
Dude, it was the worst. It's like I immediately, the second he explained it, I started like just like this pit of despair started to grow in me, and I was like, don't tell me Midoriya now has not only a pool of really overpowered quirks, but now not only that, his quirks manifest in exactly the situation he needs at that moment. Like, dude, he's fucking unstoppable. He has the strength of All Might, the power of this super grabby arms that can do whatever he needs. Like, and now the guy even says, like, you got 6 more to go or whatever. I was like, dude, what? That is the most overpowered shit I've ever. And it immediately just boom made Midoriya so much less interesting of a character to know that he now has this plethora of powers or quirks that he's going to keep unlocking and get better and better. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, and from what they said, it seems like not only is he going to keep unlocking them, and we don't know, like it could kind of be a horrible situation. This one was pretty bad. He was getting like unstable. But if it is a power that just he's not even thinking about it a perfect power to solve the situation, just pops out of him,
Yeah.
and every situation is fixed immediately because
Yup.
it's just in him
Mhm.
innately, which we talked about a little bit of. It's the whole show was about this kid who didn't have a quirk, and that sucked, and all he wanted to be was a superhero.
Yeah.
And you follow his story because he saw someone in danger, someone who was bullying him at the time, Bakugo. He saw him in danger, without a quirk, ran into a monster
Yup.
to help save this kid. And that's why All Might gave him the power, was because it was someone who has stood no chance, but his strength of courage was
Yeah.
a thing. So now, instead of it being this person who's so courageous that he deserved the power, he becomes an OP bullshit character.
Yeah, and it's almost like, and it like I was saying before, when we first watched the episode, I kept trying to come up with this diluting what's the word example, because to me all these powers to me feels like his strength is nothing now. It's fucking meh. It's only one element of his massive pool of powers.
Yeah, but it would even... It just would be so unfair.
Yeah.
Especially if he can use them all at the same time. Those purple, black, whatever arms
Mhm.
pop out, grab somebody, and now he fucking crushes their skull with superpower.
Yeah. No,
Kick.
even without the superpower, even without the super strength, those octopus arms pretty fucking powerful. But now you add on to the strength of All Might. Like, dude, are these quirks aren't even like quirky, like these are kind of not really too helpful, but maybe they'll help out in a situation. These are amazing, ridiculously powerful quirks.
And he was already... Let's face it. After watching Class B fighting Class A,
Yeah.
Class A has some shitters.
Dude,
And
yeah.
I don't even remember. I hate the purple kid.
Yeah, a purple hair guy.
Yeah, the little purple ball head.
Yep.
Fucking nut job. That's just disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I hate him. But he has sticky balls.
Yep.
That is his power.
Yeah.
He has sticky balls.
And several times, if not teammates telling him how to use them, he has used them to a situation that has been necessary and helpful. And like, I feel like that's one of the really coolest part of the show. And even, I would even say, take an example of Lemillion. Lemillion was given a quirk that was not the best quirk.
No, but I'm saying like he
you
fucking sucks.
Oh, you're just sticking on that. Okay.
Well, I think he's nigh on useless.
Yeah.
His power is a weaker version of the tape guy,
Yeah. Oh, shit, that's true.
right?
Yeah, because he also like bleeds if he comes out like,
If he uses too
20
many
or- yeah,
balls,
like 20 or 30
it's
or
not
something.
even that much.
yeah.
Like
something
he should be
that.
able to throw more balls.
Yeah.
He should have more balls, just based on how he talks about the chicks.
Yeah.
But he's useless, I think.
Yeah.
And he's in Class A.
Mhm.
And if you put him next to, like, Shoto was pretty OP because it's crazy because he had two quirks pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's like, no one has two quirks.
Yeah.
It's like, but he has fire and ice, which seems like two quirks.
Yep.
Bakugo's power was dope.
Yep.
But Midoriya was always this unlocked potential.
Yeah, it's like everyone kind of knew his will be the best.
And you saw the other people, Uraraka just makes things float.
Yeah.
Which can be cool when she was in the fight with Bakugo and she had
she
everything
like
floating.
casually lifted all the rocks so we didn't even notice and then they fell on. That was dope.
So that can have cool things and it can work well. But Midoriya was already way better.
Yep.
And now he's way, way better.
Yeah, there is no catching up to him now. There's not even a competition with Bakugo or Shoto. That's done now. When he had the super strength, Bakugo beat him. Fuck yeah. And when he had the super strength, he barely beat Shoto. Or didn't Shoto... yeah, I think he barely beat something like that. But like that fight was way too close to be comfortable. And now those two, I'm sure, with super grabby arms and the kick of All Might, you lose.
Yeah. And he's going to unlock another random fucking one.
Yep, so we can't wait for any of those.
Yeah, so that's just, like, we just want to get our thoughts out of the way for before the episode.
Yep.
To let you know where we're at. Like, obviously, things are going to be changing as they go forward. We don't know. This is our speculation on the future, and kind of, I don't know. We both, funny enough, got rubbed the wrong way.
Yes.
With this revelation of Midoriya, and it really, the last bit of the show has really kicked me in the nuts.
Yeah, dude, they've absolutely screwed over your favorite character, and now the main character isn't someone that you care to interest in.
Yeah.
If this continues down this road.
Yeah, I hope the show didn't jump the shark. I hope that it didn't get contrived.
Yeah,
that this becomes a cool arc. But
I will say, I'm as the complaints I have about Midoriya. I will say this is season 4, right? I think it's season 4, 3, 4, something like that, whatever. It's multiple seasons, and I've fucking loved this show up until this point. I will give this show the benefit of the doubt. I've loved the show. I think it's brought me a lot of joy and more happiness than I've watched an anime in a long time. I remember when All Might lost his powers, dude, I was damn near next to tears. I was like, this... I was
when he was fighting
destroyed,
All for One?
dude. Yeah, and he like told fucking Midoriya, "You're next." I was like, dude, this is the most beautiful moment. And then when Bakugo fought Midoriya and was like, "You should be better than you are right now. I shouldn't have beaten you." I was like, dude, this is the most glorious moment. I was so happy. So I will give this show like I don't like this, but I'm not gonna be like, tag out, I'm done.
Yeah, dude. It just really needs to not be Dragon Ball Super.
Yes. Yep.
Because that really lost me.
That became unwatchable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say, I'm going to watch where this goes, and we're going to see from there.
Yeah, so we're going to get into this one.
We are.
And I mean, hopefully it shows us what is to come, and we can talk about that.
Yep. All right, here we go. We're pressing play. Well, it really is going to recap the whole episode, huh?
Yeah, dude. It's the Shonen recap.
Oh, yeah, dude, the Shonen recap. You mean the entire last episode?
Yep. These personal trampolines. They just made that shit
They
up.
just made that up for him. No, arguably... No, he went to them gummies, dude.
So he has immediately mastered the other
He's
power?
immediately mastered the other power. Do you remember that road we said we didn't want to go down? Are you fucking kidding me? It's been 10 minutes.
Dude, it's the next episode.
Yeah, dude, he's just...
Has that mic arm given up? Oh, fuck.
It's all over. Okay. All right. We just finished episode 99.
Yeah.
So what we were saying before about going down a road we didn't want to go down.
Yeah, it seemed like, I don't want to say our prayers were answered. It seemed like everything that we didn't want to happen kind of started to happen.
Yep.
Midoriya had the, I don't even remember what that quirk is called. It's like the,
is it Air Force One or Air
No,
One?
dude.
I think it's Air.
What?
It's something with air. I don't know.
those like black
Yeah,
things. Air One?
I thought he said something about Air One or whatever.
Maybe. I don't remember what it's called, but
I don't know.
he didn't end up having full control of it. But for a minute there, he just could use it.
Yep.
He could use it. The guy was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to master it."
Yep.
And he just immediately carnaged it.
Yeah.
Grabbed two massive. This didn't even make sense to me. There was those two massive cement cylinders coming down at him, and he grabbed them in a way that looked like pulling.
Yeah.
And they stopped.
Yeah.
I thought he was about to pull them harder into himself.
Yeah. And then the best part is that you even said in the episode, like, so not only does he get a fuckload of new quirks, but they're all connected to All for One, One for All. So now they're all super powered.
Yeah, he gets the powers, and they're better than the original power was.
Yep.
This is the dumbest thing.
Dude, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Something has to change. Something has to not nerf him, but this has to have consequences.
Yeah, like he's gonna learn and be like, okay, I got those powers. I can't use them or shit will go wrong. And it's not like, I don't want it to be, this is going to sound bad, but it's going to be like, I don't want it to be shonen where they're just like, if you just overcome them.
Use the power of friendship.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
Well, I don't even want to say that, oh, I have them, but I can't use them because of X, Y, and Z. Because even that sounds stupid. Then why do you have them?
Yeah.
But I can't have him just be, now I'm Super Saiyan 3. Now I use Kaioken and Super Saiyan. Now I have Super Saiyan 4. Now I will fuse and have Super Saiyan 3. Now I will fuse and we're both Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Yep.
Now we have the God powers. Now I can't just have him continuously being the best thing in the world.
Yeah, dude. And it's not, I don't want him to like, so one of the best parts of the show, in my opinion, was when Bakugo beat his ass with Bakugo's quirk, beat him. And that was cool to see, like, oh, cool, like, you have this awesome power, but you still don't know how to use it really that well. And it's perfect because, you know, you still have to be, you still have to train or become a better fighter or whatever with that quirk. But now with this new Poli ability and the 5 other abilities he's about to get, you could be dumber than a sack of shit, and you're about to become the greatest hero that has ever existed.
But there's also, he just said, in the episode, Midoriya was saying, oh, I'm kind of worried about using my quirk. I'm only going to use 6%. And earlier on, they were saying he's only unlocked 20% of his potential anyway.
Yeah.
This entire show, I don't even know if I'm sounding like a roundabout and I'm messing up my own points, but he hasn't figured out how to use his quirk to the best of its abilities yet.
Yeah.
Before he's getting these new ones. And they're saying he has to figure out his and master the normal one before he can start using everyone else's powers.
Yeah.
This whole show has been showing so far that he's leagues away from mastering his own quirk to a point that his body might not be able to handle it.
Yeah.
And that's why he has to hold back so much. The entire show, he's kicking. He changed to kicking because he ruined his arms so much he can no longer do it.
Yeah.
So is he ever? Is the show perennially going to be him trying to be able to use 100%?
Fuck, dude.
Is it ever going to get there?
Do you think maybe it has anything to do with the Horn Girl? I think she might be a key to the show.
Oh, yeah, her little horn?
Yeah. All right, so another good point. Another something that I thought was really fucking cool, and I think they're backstabbing their own fucking writing. One of the coolest parts of the show was when he put the little girl on his back, and she was disintegrating him. Or what is it? She's turning him back. So he needed to destroy his body faster than she could heal him. That was so fucking dope to see Midoriya go all out, more than he ever thought he could. And I was like, dude, this is what this power could be. I was all in for that. I was all in to wait to see that unfold. Now you're telling me that they have this power that was within him. And by the way, just want to throw it out there. The guy said, he's like, by the way, the rule of this new power unlocked because you were so set on stopping this guy. What about the 3 other times he has like so intently watched his friend almost die and be like, I will stop at nothing to defeat you? Where the fuck were the 6 other powers that were in there?
Yeah, it has become a MacGuffin because he has had to save the world multiple times. Everyone's going to die. Everyone's going to get enslaved. Japan is gone.
Yeah.
If he doesn't step up.
Yep.
And it never happened until a school activity?
Yeah, and like a fight, and he hadn't even begun the ultimate fighting yet. What was he starting the fight? And he was like, I gotta beat Shinso or whatever. Raw, and then super explosion of evil power.
Well, didn't it come out because he was fighting like Monimo or whatever his name is?
I thought he was fighting Shinso first. Oh, no, he hadn't.
No,
seen
he hadn't got to Shinso yet.
Oh, that's right. He was
fighting little tuxedo tail bitch.
Yeah,
that's who he was fighting.
That's right.
And he lost it with that guy. And that guy, he's annoying.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but he's not
Stain.
Not Stain. Midoriya was looking at All for One.
Oh yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
He has come up against these thing, that one massive thing in the
the
forest.
the muscle dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that scene was sad as fuck when you watched Midoriya like losing to a fucking physical fight. Where the fuck were any of those powers?
Yeah, and then the what are those? The those weird like
Nomus.
Nomus.
Yeah.
He had never, and before the Nomu fight,
Yeah.
he had never dealt with anything that could have killed his friends.
Yeah.
And then Nomu showed up.
Yeah.
And he was about to lose everybody.
Yeah.
And none of this came true. And he didn't get any of these powers through losing his mind there.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels like retconning so much.
Yep.
Because they didn't know where to go and they just needed to add something.
Yeah, it almost feels exactly like that. Like they weren't sure if Midoriya's power or his quirk or whatever was going to carry the show. So they were like, give him a couple more.
No, but his quirk could carry a show.
I think it could.
It's just the show has been, I don't know how to unlock my quirk.
Yeah.
Like how about if he already has 100% and he just has to figure out how to best utilize it.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Spider-Man thing. Spider-Man would murder anyone he punches.
Yes.
But he doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to figure out exactly what power to exert.
Yeah.
And the way that Midoriya even is with all his notes and figuring out how everyone else is tactically and what their quirks are and how best to go into the fight.
Yeah.
He already has that analytical side into him.
Yeah.
And analytics plus just being a powerhouse. The Hulk, Bruce Banner, he's smart.
Yeah.
The Hulk, dumb as a sack of fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Thor in the Marvel movies.
Yep.
They make him dumb as shit.
Yep.
And he's strong as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Midoriya, excuse me, sorry, I burped. Midoriya is the complete opposite of what every strong powerhouse character is.
Yeah.
He's analytical and unbelievable power.
Yeah.
So that would totally ride a show.
I 100% agree. And they keep setting up the show in the way that you were saying. They keep like, you can go higher. You can go even higher. You're only using 20%. You can go even more. So he thinks he's letting all out, or he thinks he's making good progress. He's like, dude, how strong can I get? And with his little analytic side, or with his really super smart, nerdy side, that is crazy to watch him have to keep climbing that mountain.
But that's what I find annoying, though.
Yeah.
Continuously climbing that mountain.
Oh, okay.
I was just comparing it to Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It's Dragon Ball Z, except for in Dragon Ball, you always think they got to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And then they get to the top of the next mountain. And then the next,
yeah.
and there's the next peak. This one, it's like, yeah, this is the highest peak. And we're walking so fucking slow to that peak. You know that you're never going to get there.
Yeah.
For many, many seasons.
Yep.
And right now, not only are we not getting there, he's still not unlocking the power of his quirk. He has all this other shit popping out of him that isn't going to be good or useful until he figures out how to get this quirk done. I don't know. It's just like the timeline for him to get good with his quirk has just sped up.
Yeah.
And I hope he gets to it, but it's going to be dumb because he's going to get to it and just have everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude. There was a moment in the show where the second he caught those fucking pipes with his second power, you and I both just looked at each other like, no.
This is it.
And then, fucking, what's his name? 2 seconds after, it's only been a couple of minutes and he's already used it so well. It's been a couple of fucking minutes and he's already like, I'm going to use this power.
Yeah.
Are you fucking
grabbed massive cement cylinders out of the air perfectly.
Yeah.
Didn't fumble them at all.
Yeah.
But there was also, dude, I don't know. Midoriya has become that Goku can do no wrong
Yep.
character.
Yep.
he what's his nuts did that double take move or whatever on him, hit him in the face earlier in the fight.
Oh my god, yeah, that fucking,
And then-
yeah, that quirk.
Yeah, Midoriya was going after Shinzo.
Yeah.
And he said, fire, and did the hit on his jaw, knock Midoriya out of the air so he can't get to Shinzo.
Yep.
The whole point was that he won't be able to get to Shinzo.
Yep.
They had a dramatic moment showing Monoma, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yep.
So he shouldn't have been able to get to Shinzo.
Yep.
And he just turned his shit on, bounced off a building, grabbed Shinzo's little fucking paper things, wrapped himself up, flew to him, beat his ass.
Yeah.
He faced adversity for half a second, immediately took the upper hand of the situation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I want maybe Class A should have lost. Maybe Class B should have won this thing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
If they had
I agree.
Bakugo's team be the one that won, and
Yeah.
then they could have just fucking lost.
Yeah.
Especially Midoriya goes on this rampage at the end. What if they're like, yeah, the only reason that people didn't die was because Shinzo stopped you.
Yeah.
You're lucky he stopped you. We know that you guys got everybody in the cages, but you know what? We're going to make an executive decision. You guys lost.
Yeah. Because it was Shinso that saved not only his team, both teams.
Uraraka screamed for him to help.
Yeah. She would have not, had it not been for Shinso, I'm assuming Midoriya would have ripped her up.
Just killed everybody.
Yeah.
Until the teachers came in.
Now, don't get me wrong. And also, I also want to point out Shinso. I really feel like they did him fucking dirty. We were so excited. And the entire time he was like, I can't wait to fight Midoriya. I can't wait to fight Midoriya. It's going to be a huge battle. I can't wait to rectify the last fight and have a good battle with Midoriya. He was fucked like Shoto. Like they took his little thing that they were like, I'm sure you want that. I don't give a fuck. You're going to be mid-air and you're going to get fucking beat up and flipped around for 2 seconds?
Yep.
Dude, it was the done. I was like, dude, I wanted to see him use his fight. No, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's hard to choreograph a fight where Midoriya physically can beat the shit out of Shinso if he gets to him.
They even set it up, though. They said Midoriya is too afraid to use it, so he's only using a percentage of his power.
Yeah.
And then they had a flashback of him learning how to use the scarf shit.
Yeah. So it's almost like I think that would have
Why
been cool.
couldn't he have fucking used that?
Yeah, dude, I think
made
it
it a
been
fair
fucking,
fight.
It's like he was like I can only use 8%. It's like, you know what? 8% is actually the exact same kind of might that the dude that matches equally with Shinso's rapping ability. 8% is equal to his kind of fighting prowess.
Not even equal,
but
but
not
just
at
like-
all. He was just fucked in midair.
Yeah, it's like if you can displace Royce Gracie, a fighter, MMA, back in the day, they didn't have weight classes.
Mhm.
So you would see this massive dude.
Yeah.
Like 6'5", pushing 300-pound guy.
Yeah.
Fighting a 5'9",
Fuck.
195-pound person.
Yeah.
Royce Gracie is one of the legends of MMA.
Yeah.
He would fight those big dudes. And he can't just stand there and take punches.
No.
So it doesn't even need to be that Shinzo, what he can do is equal to 8%. He just needs to displace that power.
Yeah.
So if Deku, I'm gonna call him that because that's
Deku. Yeah. Sorry,
that's well, his name's Midoriya. I guess he
His
adopted
superhero
Deku,
name is
but
Deku.
Deku is an insult,
Yeah.
right? He adopted an insult. If Deku's coming in with just this powerful hit, even if it's 8% or whatever he's using,
Yeah.
and he uses that shit to just block and deflect just outside, so he can use his normal human strength to get a punch in on Deku.
Yeah.
That's a cool fight.
Yeah, that's true. Or Deku's swinging, and then Shinso is fast enough to kind of maybe grab the fist and then move it over so it hits a wall or something.
Or Deku's coming in with that punch, and it has so much force and speed behind it. He wraps it and adds to the speed past him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? Take the force that's already being exerted and just use that to guide him how he wants
Or
the
do a
movement to go.
Naruto thing. So in Naruto, there was actually a really fucking dope moment.
Just out here, I'm leaving that in.
No, don't
out
you
here
dare.
just making these noises with the mic arm, bro.
I'm just so agitated. I have to move around.
I feel you.
Something in Naruto that he did was so it was a really badass moment. This big bad guy, he had chakra all over him, and his whole thing, he's like, I am the strongest shield and I am the strongest sword. His chakra could cut through anything, and it couldn't be cut through. So everyone's like, dude, we can't beat this guy. They've been fighting him for like 3 days or some shit. Naruto drops down, and he's like, what are you gonna do, dude? I'm invincible. I'm the strongest defense, and I'm the strongest attack. Let's go. They start throwing blows. He just goes to swing at Naruto. Naruto takes his Rasengan, hits his arm back into himself, and fucking knocks himself out. And he's like, yeah, you were the strongest sword, and you were the strongest shield, but I guess you're stronger as a sword. And I was like, dude, imagine if Shinzo did something like displacing, maybe Midoriya's going to throw a punch or whatever, or move a kick or whatever. And Shinzo had already wrapped him up a little bit, pulls the punch back, and it like hits Midoriya with that strength. With that strength, I would have absolutely shit bricks if Midoriya, like, I'm sure he's never been punched by himself, like literally goes to punch and then gets put back at him. Oh my God, that would have been dope.
Yeah, it's just like anything, because I don't know, the fan base, me and you for sure, this dude was so cool. Shinzo was so cool that first time we saw him.
Mm-hmm.
And it just felt like there was this grassroots. Everyone wants him back.
Yep.
And seasons later, the show understands that, and the writers understand that.
Yep.
And I'm assuming, like, I haven't read the manga, but
neither have I.
I'm assuming that that's the same for the manga. So the writers saw how cool people thought this dude was, and that's why he came back.
Yeah.
And how anticlimactic the fight was.
Yeah.
For him to be back and just do nothing.
Dude, yeah.
It's so disappointing in the same way that they did Shoto.
Yeah.
They both had a flashback of these characters learning something that should have been taken into the fight. And maybe it's Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
So the reason I love Yu Yu Hakusho, it knows it's about fighting.
Yep.
And it knows it's about these different powers. So yeah, there's a fun story about these spirit detectives and all that stuff, and going to the demon realm and trying to save the Earth, human realm. That's a fun little thing. That's a fun little story. That's nice to have. But it focuses on what it knows that it is, the fights. So when they go into a fight, Yosuke's not necessarily ever the best.
Yeah.
He goes into that, and it's like a 3-episode fight, and he has to figure out what that person's power is. They feel each other out. It shows that person feeling him out.
Yeah.
Kurama goes into a fight.
Mm-hmm.
The other characters know who he is based on the fox that he was in the demon realm, and he has to kind of show his new side.
Yeah.
They feel each other out. They understand each other's powers. And then it has this chess match between them every time. And it's always something fresh and new. And maybe it's just because of how the show's set up. It has that more mainstream. We have to have these fun high school characters, and they have to have their own relationships over here.
Yep.
And then we have also fighting. But it just feels like its bread and butter is the fighting and the quirks.
Yeah.
And that has almost taken a back seat.
Yeah.
It's just everything's becoming so anticlimactic, and then they try to have one moment that's big and a bunch of stills on just a big splash page.
Yeah.
It shows Midoriya shoot those black webs out, and now there's a big still on his face with black webs around it, and he's talking to himself in his head, and it's supposed to have some kind of deep meaning to us. And then it shows All Might's face surprised, and he's trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
And we just took 5 minutes with that. So they don't even have time to have a good fight between him and Shinzo.
Yeah.
And dude, I don't know.
And so another thing about so going off what you said as well, I would also use a good comparison would be Dragon Ball Z. Frieza saga, arguably one of the best sagas Dragon Ball Z's ever had. I think one of the best parts of it was, especially like the Frieza fight, it wasn't purely just beat the shit out of each other until one of us falls. Constantly, Frieza did something Goku had to adjust to, or then Goku did something Frieza had to adjust to. Both components of that fight had to, both competitors of the fight had to adjust accordingly and attack in a way they could see fit. Like, Frieza started attacking Goku, and Goku realized, oh shit, he can't sense ki. If I can fuck with his vision, I can beat him. And then, of course, situations adjusted. And then shows like this where, again, like you said, it's all about the quirks. It's all about the fights. When you see someone like Midoriya, their quirk is pretty cut and dry at the beginning, before these new ones.
Yeah, before these last 4 episodes.
His quirk was pretty cut and dry. Super strength all around. He can do anything really fast and really strong. That was his thing. So he has to use his mind to get over it. And then you see a quirk like Shinso, which is so vastly different. And it's not a physical quirk. He's really good at espionage. He's really good at hiding in the shadows and waiting for the right moment to attack. He's really good at putting you on edge and then ruining your entire team comp. Midoriya's team couldn't talk to each other. That was only in the first couple's fucking minutes. And then Shinso was distracted, apparently, with saving Midoriya. And that whole bit was completely forgotten about. He was never allowed to use his power.
And they had to figure out they were nothing compared to the other team when it came to actual quirks besides Midoriya. They even talked about it.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't have good quirks. She has acid and titties. He has sticky balls that apparently are also super bouncy for him.
Yeah,
now.
They totally just made that shit up.
And she makes things float.
Yep.
So we have Midoriya. He's the only thing that we got.
We have the fighter and maybe occasionally the acid girl.
Yeah. So they did have to, they couldn't speak to each other because they never knew.
Yep.
Not only that, there's a second person on that team that they're going against that may or may not also be using that power at the time.
Yeah.
And we just breezed over everything, focused entirely on Midoriya, which I understand. He's the main character of the show.
Yeah, I get
but
it.
the show should be an ensemble because of how many people there are.
Yeah.
And how many different quirks there are and how this is following a class.
Yeah.
Not just Midoriya at this point.
Yeah.
It became all about Midoriya. Midoriya got a huge buff to everything, having multiple powers, all of those powers being better than the powers that were before them. And those people were even chosen to be the one for all because of how good they were.
Yeah.
So they were chosen because they were good, and every power is buffed for Midoriya. And we spent so much time him screaming, him talking to himself in his head. He gets over it. Now he's talking to himself in his head because he's scared to use it.
Yep.
Now he can just use the other power. He's talking to himself in his head about how he can use the other power.
Yep.
Now he's having a hard time using that other power. So he's talking to himself in his head about using that.
Yeah.
Now he's realizing he's fine again. And he had like a comforting person speaking to him. So he can just use his power as he wants to again.
Yeah.
And there was no more figuring out how our team composition is. There was no more, what is this fight?
Yeah.
How are we going to win? The other team just, at one point, it shows them standing with a purple thing flying around because Minato, whatever his name is, he's just bouncing a lot. And they said, oh, they're moving so fast, we can't even come up with a plan. They're not hitting you. You're just standing there. You can come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And it just cuts to
Midoriya.
they're all in the cage.
Oh, yeah.
It's over.
See, I think so they set up, they could have saved this episode, I think. So again, the superpower
losing. That's how they save the episode. Is
So-
they make Team A lose.
One thing was, again, so as we've said, one of Midoriya's best character arcs is his nerdiness and his decisiveness and his mind, basically. He stated in the show, as soon as he lost the evil octopus power, He drops down, and then a really fucking scary moment. Uraraka's like, did Shinso just fucking pull you? Did you just physically lose to Shinso? And he was like, I'm not going to use my quirk. I'm too afraid. I'm like, dude, that sets up a pretty dope thing for Shinso now. You're on his level. He now has a fucking cool arc to overcome. He can now go 1v1 with you. But you know what you have, Midoriya? Your fucking mind. That would have been dope if he, like, right then, he was like, made like that shot where all of a sudden you see Midoriya. As soon as, what's his name? The blonde dude with the coattails, the suit guy.
Yeah, he has a bunch of M's and O's in his name.
So he he fails. He almost does all for one. Kind of a scary moment. We're all like, oh shit, dude, he's gonna die.
Dude, his arms and legs are gonna fly off his body.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So he goes down, and then Shinso jumps out of the spot like, oh, this is my time. And Midoriya knew, if I was Shinso, I would attack now. He knew to jump up and be like, ah, and he grabbed Shinso. He hadn't used his power yet. He was just getting next to Shinso. And then he just fucking turned his power on. And then after that, so let alone that, he then decides, actually, you know what? 8% is fine. And you're like, dude, you just fucking said you're too afraid to use your power. I get the other one. We understand you're afraid to use the octopus one. But I think you should also be pretty fucking worried about using One for All, because that was the leader to the octopus one. You obviously don't know what you're holding. I think it would have been dope if he just had to fight Shinso with his mind. Or maybe Shinso regrouped and then Midori was like smart enough to be like trying to figure out a way to help, or maybe use their other powers to help fight. And instead it just became like, JK, Midoriya, turn your powers on and beat him.
Yeah, well, I think that's such a big problem, is maybe they're too afraid.
Yeah.
They every 5 minutes they come up with something and then they get rid of it. It's like, did you ever do those things in English class or in something where you're sitting in a row and the first person in that row starts a story, and after 5 minutes you hand the paper back to the person behind you, and that person has like 5 minutes to read what you wrote, and then 5 minutes to add to the story.
Yes.
And then it goes back.
Yeah.
This is like a bad version of that.
Yeah.
It's like every 5 minutes, you get that kid that is like, no, I'm going to change it.
Yeah.
So it's like the new Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, dude.
Every 5 minutes, it's like the new Star Wars trilogy. Somebody was writing it, and they were like, okay, so Midoriya gets so scared that he's not going to use his powers anymore.
Yeah.
And then he handed off, he wrote a bit of it.
Yeah.
Handed the script to the next guy. And the next guy was like, yeah, it's fucking stupid. Yeah, so that one dude, he talked to me. I feel good about it now. I'm using my powers again.
Yeah. And then another dude writes it. He's like, okay, but all right, I can still fix this. So Coattail Guys is in the thing, but he actually laid a trap to disable Midoriya and let Shinso get away.
Yeah,
and then he passes it away. That kid again.
The next guy comes, oh, he's fucking stupid. Like, Midoriya should always win. So he gets hit in the face, does a quick spin, lands on a building site, and back at the top.
Yeah.
You like Shinso? I fucking hate that guy. Shinso gets his ass whooped immediately.
Yeah, in one move.
What is happening? It's like Whiplash.
Yeah, dude. And then also, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love Shinso, they absolutely just gave him that fucking win, and they barely even explained why. They're like, he's like, you got a passing grade, and it's like, dude, I'm not gonna like why? Because I mean, don't get me wrong.
I totally get why.
I mean, he helped, yeah, but I feel like he was fucked out of being able to do anything in that entire arc.
Yeah, he was fucked out of being able to do anything for us to see. Like, I think everyone was fucked.
Agreed.
Especially in the Midori one, because we just focused on him the whole time. Yeah. Didn't get to see anything from the poltergeist chick besides like splashes of nuts and bolts flying around.
Yeah, that's all she could move, apparently.
Yeah, it's just that's happening. The other dude was doing his little like double hit shit.
And what is the super hot McDonald's uniform looking chick? What does she do again?
Nobody knows. She flips burgers, bro. Nobody fucking knows.
I don't remember what her power was.
Makes things big.
Oh, that's right. She
like,
can make things smaller.
Changes the size. They just blast all the way. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
I have no idea what it was.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's completely gone. Yeah, they brush everyone to the side. It's so disappointing.
Dude, yeah, that's super sucked. I do love how pissed Bakugo was like,
Oh, Shinzo.
Still
Sorry.
another power. Yeah, go ahead.
Shinzo. I keep saying Shinzo, and it's reminding me of Jinzo from Yu-Gi-Oh! The card.
yeah.
So Shinzo, we didn't get to see him do cool stuff. We didn't get to see him do stuff that would make him pass. But the reason he passed, and the reason he's in the heroes classes now, is definitely because both times he was on a team, he was the leader of the team.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Maybe not like calling the shots, but it was everyone used him as the linchpin. Hey, Shinzo, you're such a badass. All of our plans revolve around you.
Yeah. And then the other team would be like, okay, so first things first, let's take out Shinzo.
Yeah. Everyone shut the fuck up. We don't talk.
Yeah,
all right? We don't
dude.
say words to each other because that guy's out of this world.
Yeah.
So that's why it's bullshit. It's dumb that he wasn't in it from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Sticky balls? He's in class A.
Yeah.
Girl who makes things float. Class A. Dude who can control your entire being if you answer a question.
Yeah.
Not a hero.
Yeah. He could make you fucking kill yourself if you were just like, what's up?
Yeah. And
You're
you know,
done now.
another reason why you'd want to put him in the heroes class? Because he wants to be a hero.
Yeah, dude.
And then you say, no, fuck yourself. And he goes and becomes the greatest villain ever.
Yeah, dude, if he was. Dude, I love that's one of the reasons I stuck to Shinzo. I love the fact that he was like, I know I have a villain quirk. And I'm like, that is so cool to know, like, it's a villain quirk. Like, that's so cool to think of. Like, yeah, that is a superpower for a villain. You don't think of using that for a hero. But I'm like, that's dope. And then he was like, yeah, dude, I don't want to be any of that. And so he fights really hard to do it. But yeah, at the end when he was like, we were laughing at the fucking, and they were like, by the way, Shinzo, you passed. And he was like, I don't care. I have so much to do. And I have so much. Oh, yeah, you go for it.
No, I was gonna answer you.
Yeah. It's, I have so much to do and so much to strive for. I'm going to give everything my all. And I'm going to go harder and even beyond plus ultra.
All right. So we're just going to move on past that.
Yeah.
Don't know what the fuck your problem is. Like, calm down a little bit.
Yeah, you got an A and you're like, I want to go even further beyond. Like, that's an inner monologue.
No,
my
dude,
guy.
I'm so down for him saying that.
No,
Like, that's awesome. Because, let's just be fair about this.
Yeah.
Every other person in this show has been allowed to do that and has been groomed and patted on the fucking head when they do that.
Yeah.
Midoriya, I need to be there for everyone and make everybody smile.
Yeah,
He's
dude,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, Midoriya, you're so good. Bakugo has like his cool version of it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it because I need to save people, and nobody's gonna get in my fucking way.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, dude, he's wild, but I love it.
Yeah.
Uraraka, she's like, I want to do it to help my family because they don't have enough money. And he's like, that's the sweetest shit.
Yeah.
Shinzo, I've been striving to be a good guy, and everyone tells me I'm a bad guy at every turn. And this is just showing me how hard I need to work. I need to always be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Why are you saying that to me? I don't care. Like, why does he get that?
Yeah.
They just push him, like, every time he talks. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, be a bad guy. Well, we don't care.
Yeah. So all in all, I would say this was another low.
Yeah, that's too low. I don't know, dude. It's just, man, this show, I'm going to keep giving it chances, but.
And again, I'm not even going to go on. I could go on another tangent about, like, I went off the first time we saw Midoriya have these evil powers. I was like, so you're telling me fucking All Might at no point through his entire fucking career had so much emotion that this just came out?
Yeah,
it just skipped him?
I agree. I believe that he wouldn't have.
Like, dude, I do love that one comment that you pointed out. They didn't even give a fucking reaction shot. They were just like, no one could be a hero right out of the gate except All Might. And everyone's just like, yeah,
push hard. Push forward. It was a master. It had everyone. Everyone's tiny on the screen.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, All Might's the best ever has ever been. That's cool. So you're in the class.
Yeah,
You didn't see All Might's reaction, nothing.
yeah, he wasn't like, oh, gee, that's kind of embarrassing. He was just like we imagine he's just standing there like, that's right. I'm better than everyone here.
No, his face just switches to like full All Might. He's like so happy.
Dude, I would use that so much. Like you're trying to like get some. Be like, hey, can I get some extra fries with this? They're like, no, why would you? Like become All Might, and they're like, dude, you fucking yeah. Like, here you go. I'd be like, that's right. That's what I thought, dude.
Dude, that's just threatening people.
Yeah, dude, I don't think I'm a hero.
No. Me and you have established that you are
Dude,
not a hero.
don't do this to me, dude.
Nah, I don't know. I just think that this show is taking a bad turn. I have hope that it won't.
Yep.
And that this is all for a reason. And I hope that I'm completely wrong in being not optimistic. But at this point, I'm not optimistic.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just a shitty to us. Maybe it's just a shitty season. Next season could be fucking dope. Maybe we'll just jump right back into it.
But the way that it's turning with his...
Dude, I'm trying to be optimistic.
I know, like, we're trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic. You're being much more optimistic than I am. But they're introducing a whole thing with Midoriya. Even if there are subsequent seasons, he's going to have this thing that I think is...
Yeah, is bad.
A bad move.
Yeah.
So that's my take. I think it's very interesting that we have similar takes, even if they're coming from a different place.
Yeah.
We still have a similar kind of downturned view of where this is going. And
yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad about it.
Same.
Yeah, well, I guess on that dour note, I'm sorry guys, but this is just something that me and you watch. We've had these anime days and we watch anime a lot. And for the last quite a few years, My Hero has been on that buffet all of the time for us to watch.
Yep.
And it kind of fucking sucks.
That this is happening.
Yeah, that it's like,
yeah,
this is something that we look forward to doing. We have recently started a thing where we record ourselves talking about it.
Yeah. Because of this.
Yeah. This was like our displeasure and passionate view of what's happening with this show is kind of why we decided to talk and record it and try to get our, I don't know, viewpoints out and see if other people kind of share our feelings. I just feel so bad with how much I dislike what's happening.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, you're right. It's just like this was a meal you could always depend on. And now it's suddenly got a sour taste. Now it's starting to really not be a dish I look forward to anymore.
Yeah, like I'm starting to look forward to...
I'm going to be honest now, fucking Demon Slayer is visually climbing up the ranks.
Yeah, and it's funny because we call this the Normie show.
Yeah.
And us being excited about My Hero and
yeah,
Demon
I know
Slayer,
the two shows. There are other shows I'm very excited for.
Yeah, this is why we're the normies.
Fuck no, we're
like dude. We break into when we're comparing things. It's,
I know.
So in Naruto,
dude,
you're like so in Naruto, and I go so in Dragon Ball.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm gonna start dropping bombs of animes. I can't even remember, but I'm gonna start like looking them up and be like,
dude,
no.
You're gonna be like, so this one part of this show really reminded me of the Wonder Egg Priority.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember in episode 3 of Wonder Egg?
Yeah. It was about menstrual cycles.
Is Domestic Girlfriend Normie?
Definitely not.
Fucking then we're good there, dude. We're gonna have debates on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for being here with us, listening.
Yeah.
That's just...
And we'll continue giving our opinions on the show, of course, like as episodes come out and all that stuff. Because I mean,
we're gonna keep watching it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. If it goes the way of Dragon Ball Super, at some point, I'm probably just going to be like, it's either we only do it for content or I just need to be out.
Fuck, dude. Damn.
I'll if it gets really bad,
Yeah.
I'll power through it for content.
Yeah.
I won't enjoy myself.
Yeah. Like if we watched Evangelion.
Wow.
That
We're bringing this in
yeah,
early.
no, dude.
We'll save this for another time.
Yeah, that'll be its own discussion.
We'll have a Evangelion. If you guys want it, we've already watched all of it.
Yeah.
And if you want an Evangelion, you will have to make us talk about Evangelion.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. That's something that you guys would have to make us talk about because we could talk about it.
Yeah.
But either way, I think it was a good experience to talk about this show, and I think it was fun watching the episode. So, on that somber note, I think we'll wrap it up.
Yep. We're sorry.
We're sorry, and we hope this doesn't happen again.